Want to help support the channel? Then why not check out the merch that's available from the links below in the description. Help out the channel and get more phenomenal stuff for yourself. And now with that, let's jump straight into the video. Hey Ranger Nation, welcome back to another Dino Fury video. We've got so much to talk about, and this video has been inspired by our good friend Deoxy360, and I kind of really wanted to talk about this entire thing of where is Rafcon, what's happened to it, what could possibly go on. So I kind of really want to talk about it, as well as maybe add my own kind of theories on top. But if you like this sort of content and you want to hear and see more, hit that like button, hit subscribe, as well as leave that cheeky notification bell to turn it all the way on and say that you will never miss a video whatsoever. And why not check out some merch? It's more phenomenal stuff. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Now, Rafcon has been talked about multiple times all the way throughout this entire series. Where is it? What's been going on? And obviously it's the home planet of Zato and Ion all there. So what we're going to see, we know in theory it's going to come back. We know that they're going to go there because, you know, they don't want to destroy the planet, because you can't have destruction in Power Rangers like this on a grand scale, because you know what's going to happen. Now, there are some theories on this, and I kind of really wanted to talk about it. Now, in the season of Season 2, Part 1, as we like to call it, or I'm going to call it at least, we find that Zato heads off to the location of Rafcon, but it's not there. The only thing that is left is this box that gives a message to them, and that is pretty much it. What's the message say? It's pretty much, I've got it here. To who those who have survived so that Rafcon could heal safely. Rafcon, keep it safe. So there's quite a lot there, and I sat and thought, I don't think they would destroy it, because again, Hasbro turns around and says, nope, like, you know, we need a good ending. So if they did, I'd be very surprised on this one. So I kind of thought, and one thing that kind of kept coming to mind was Doctor Who and what they did with Gallifrey. So what do I mean by it's pretty much like Gallifrey from Doctor Who? Now, there's an episode where all the doctors come along. We see it's the 13th Doctor, and apparently there's actually some more footage saying there's over 300 Doctors, 375, 345. But we're going to go with 13 Doctors that use their TARDIS from all times that actually kind of seal away Rafcon in a kind of a moment of time, like a split second where it's not there. And I kind of thought, that's actually quite interesting. So when sitting down, I actually rewatched the footage of what happened. And I've got a feeling that Rafcon was moved out of time only by maybe a split second. So therefore, it's not visible to everywhere, to anyone whatsoever. You know, you could fly right through it and you wouldn't know. But mainly because of the Sporex wars that gone on, that maybe it took a huge toll to it. Maybe there are other things that happened on Rafcon that has happened over the millions of years. Because all we know is that, you know, Zato and all that came to Earth after a while and then just literally didn't go back, because obviously he froze himself so he could help, but never help the other Rangers. But in general, this would probably be a really good thing to do. If you had the whole planet out of time or in another universe, it could have enough time to actually heal and come back. 'Cause I have a feeling that if the Sporex are, you know, if the Rangers can't beat the Sporex or any of the monsters, I reckon you can have the Rafconian army, which then would show that there is proper space travel in the Power Rangers universe and could start off SPD. With the Doctor, what he does is he kind of calculates how much time it would take for Gallifrey to be like moved into its own pocket dimension, which is hundreds and hundreds of years, or 100 years in general. And he works it all out, and it's like, boom, simple. It would make more sense to kind of do something like that. Not the whole thing of the Doctor, at least put Rafcon in a pocket dimension. Now, there are other things that you could put in this. Is it the fact that the planet got absolutely destroyed through meteors and stuff? I wouldn't kind of think that, because obviously Rafcon has got its own like advanced technology. So I don't think in general you would see that. I think it would just be, oh, look at this, like, you know, we've moved, or the planet's gone, and maybe they have moved. One of the things I did think that if they did this, I think this would be a massive cop-out. If they turn around and said, Rafcon is in our hearts, no matter where we are, this is our new home, this is Rafcon. If they did something like that, I think I'd be very kind of, that's a really shit way to kind of get out of it. I wouldn't want that at all, and I think that would be really lazy and bad writing. One thing I would absolutely hate even more would be the fact that they use time travel. Now, last time they used time travel to kind of fix a story, we saw it in Dino Charge, where they went back and took out Sledge straight away, back in the time where he first arrives on Earth, which is around about the dinosaurs time. Because of this, the asteroids didn't hit Earth, thus therefore causing an alternate timeline where everything probably happens the same, but there are dinosaurs all about, which then means that you've just moved the whole Dino Charge out of the normal thing straight into it. It really irritates me so much that they did that storyline. So if they did this where they went back in time to Rafcon to save it, it therefore could have affected all the rest of the timeline, and it moves that entire series into another dimension, which or another timeline, sorry, where I would absolutely hate that story, and I think that it would really let down the entire series, where personally I would more love it to be in a pocket dimension, it has been moved somewhere else, or the fact that, you know, maybe it has been destroyed. I think that would be very ballsy to do. The last thing that I kind of think of is if everything's in the pocket dimension, that the Rangers will have to use the Megazords or their Zords to use their energy to kind of bring it out, or at least use the power of their keys as well as their morphers and their connection to the morphing grid. I can see that happening where they have the Zords around the planet and they send energy and it brings it out of a pocket dimension. If they did this and said, like, you know, oh, we have to sacrifice our powers to save it, I could see that happening. I could see that probably more of a beneficial thing than anything. Would I like it? Yeah, but we know that the Morphing Masters can just restore power anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But if they were like, oh, we've got no more connection to the Morphing Grid, I feel like that would be more of a noble sacrifice. Or they could just use all the Sporex beasts, or the Sporex that they've collected, to actually pull it out of the dimension, so we know how powerful it is. So I feel like there's going to be some energy sort of problem that will bring Rafcon out and stuff like that. So yeah, I thought I would leave it there. I think this would be more of a plausible thing. What do you think? Do you think there are multiple things that could happen? What would your theory be on where Rafcon is? Do you think it's been destroyed? Do you think it's been in a pocket dimension? Do you think that it just went, whoop, not going to be there? I could have done a Superman and destroyed everything. Let me know down below in the comments, and if you like this sort of content and you want to hit the like button, hit subscribe, it all helps the channel. I went into one, like the standard thing, and then I changed. That's why I made that face. Anyway, gonna leave there. Thank you very much for watching, and if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you in a couple of days.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。